here today presenting with one of my colleague Muneeb. And before we get into the story of the client, we'll just set stage a bit. So this is a story of a client who went from really fragmented SaaS solutions to Frappeverse. Same story that we have been seeing a lot and nothing very special there. The whole idea is like when you, this is actually a story of what we learned in the process. So it's also a case study. At the same time, it's also a story of what we learned in the process. So if you think of how software adoption happened, it's mostly based on emotion, right? Software adoptions are based out of sometimes based out of desire or anger, or some other time it's coming from hunger, right? So there's a desire for change, there's hunger for needing more, or you're angry with some systems. And software resistance also comes from the same place, emotions. So usually you have an stakeholder or a founder who is really angry with the system, how it's operating, and then you have a management team that is okay and calm with the situation, right? So you go there to feed into the hunger or the anger that the founder has, and you try to solve it. Then you have a different emotion coming from resistance side, that the team who's running the show is angry with the change, right? So in that sense, every business and every software is feeding into these emotions. And when you start solving the solution, then there is a problem with the solution, right? So if you look at the existing client, they are trying to solve their communication problem with fresh chat. They're using some random tools like what is the tool's name? ClickUp for the task management. They have built some custom solutions. So in one way, they are feeding into the problem. They're trying to solve the problem. Then comes a new problem. So that is the problem that comes with the solution. So eventually, they end up having a big problem wherein all the data is now everywhere, right? People are using several teams. Some teams are using Trello. Some other teams are using ClickUp. And then they have to call in a different team trying to solve this, right? And this is not the story of a small startup. Few years back, we got a call from Decathlon during when they were just beginning here, right? And then we went there, and the problem they had Open Bravo in terms for the ERP at that back then. They had something called Dial Street for managing phone, Fresh Chat for communication, and they had Google Sheets for return management. And the problem was like, how do they get everything in one place? How do they bring in consistency for the data? How do they make sure they don't update something? So this is a very common problem everyone is facing in every industry once they start solving problems, right? Now, what is the solution to the problem with solution, right? So this is the question that we keep asking, like, how do you solve a problem? How do you build solutions? How do you adopt technology in a way that you don't start creating more problems, right? And that's where I think Frappeverse comes as an answer, the universe that Frappe has created, right? You have a unified solution which solves everything, puts everything under one place, and suddenly you are not creating any more problems. And how the whole approach works in Frappeverse universe is that it's one solution that leads to another solution. And this is not something I'm saying out of so I am a big fan of Frappe. So people say like they cannot take anything from me about Frappe because you are biased, right? But this is coming from experience. We have done Frappe CRM for a client into visa assistance. We had given a talk, I think in last Frappeverse. Right now they are using almost every product in the Frappeverse. Similarly, this particular client also started with solving one problem, and then it led to the next one, led to the next one, and led to the next one. So they keep solving problems. And we had scenario where the management team or people from the team come up to us and saying, you never mentioned about Ravan. Like, if you have something like this, like, you never mentioned it. Like, why can't we use this, right? So you come to a point where the client itself start coming up with tools that are available in the ecosystem and keep asking us, can we do this also? Can we bring HR also? So this is another learning. And finally, it's the same story. It's basically how any company get introduced to Frappeverse would be. They are having a lot of problems, but in some sense they think that is how it should be, or that is how it is. And then you have some tea, or you're networking in some event, and they ask you what you're doing, and then you start talking about Frappe and what you're doing, and then they suddenly discovers, okay, better things are possible. There's a better world outside there, right? They think they suddenly discover that there are tools that are integrated. There is no need to have a completely fragmented system in place. And that's the same story we had with Dicer. It's one of the Qatar's leading healthy meal subscription platform with a very good MRR and which is doing really well. At the same time, they were struggling hard to scale beyond certain point. They had MongoDB-based custom solutions for kitchen management. They had a fresh chat for communication management. They had a custom CRM kind of thing which was running inside. They're using ClickUp to manage their tasks. Really sorry about that. And then we met in an event, a business event in Abu Dhabi, and then we discussed about this thing. And then they came to office. We spent almost a day exploring through what's possible with Frappe. And right now they have at least 4 engineers on their team, including some of the. It is led by someone who was running the engineering team in Elastic Run, I guess. So right now they're full-fledged a Frappe company right now, moving completely to Frappe. So I think the same story for anyone who discovers the ecosystem. And finally, how it solves the problem that we are discussing about, the problems that we were discussing, is mainly Frappe gives a unified solution. It help you to do more by doing less. For example, like if you go to any ecosystem, like we have been implementing a lot of solution across tools, you end up doing a lot of integrations. You are trying to match and merge content. You're trying to keep everything in sync. And then you try to implement unified login so that people can use same login across. And then sometimes you have to go to an enterprise plan. And all of this create multiple problems. One, your data is everywhere. And now a lot of clients are trying to do agentic AI and they are not able to get all the data in one place, right? And second problem is the data is not consistent. Sometimes there's a lot of corporate terms to justify this. You call eventual consistency. Data will eventually be consistent. You will sync it later. And this creates a lot of problem because sometimes the eventuality of the consistency never comes. And then you have a problem and you are not really sure what the data is right now. So I will move on, pass the mic to Muneeb to explain what all from the Frappe ecosystem we have used in this particular project.
So hi everyone, and my name is Muneeb. I'm from TIDF, and I will be continue where Safwan is left off. And regarding the software that the Dicer were using, they were like Zoho and Fresh Chats for their chats and Zoho for their accounts. And we have helped them to migrate to a unified like stack to the Frappe ecosystem, where now they will be able to handle everything in a one single DB. And for that we have implemented for them a voice agent. So it has, as we know, for the voice agent now in Gemini, OpenAI, they have like an OpenAI, they have like voice agents. Now people are more used to it, and people are using, and some of the clients are replacing the chatbots with voice agents. So what we did was we implemented a custom app, and with that we have like once a call is ended with the customer or using an agent or with a voice agent, it will be stored there. So the content of the voice agent was once the call is ended, its data will be transcribed, the voice will be able to download from there, and you can see the indents of the.
Oh, okay. No.
Here we can see the indents of this data, like what was the call about, if this is regarding the agent request or like lead indent, and also you will be able to see the summary of the call, like the sales team then doesn't have to like go through and check what was the call about and all, and the data will be stored in the CRM. And the another app we implemented for Dicer was the unified inbox, and which is the Frappe Messenger app, that will be we are planning to merge with Frappe CRM. So initially we forked the Frappe CRM and implemented this Frappe Messenger app, and which consists of a new tab where you will be able to see the messenger section in the CRM. Okay, in here we will be able to see the all platforms in a single tab. Like most of the companies, what they are now facing is that their Frappe, not Frappe, WhatsApp, Messenger, and CRM is not in one section. So the competitors like Zoho, they have integrated the Messenger and Instagram in their help desk. So what we did was we integrated and moved to a single section where the sales team can able to see the every platforms in one single section. And also And also in here, the main thing is that we'll be able to see the tickets and not tickets, the chats, and we can after the in the chats we will be able to create the tickets within the chat. So the sales and help desk ticket creation can be done from here. Also, the status of the like the chat can be added from the laptop or the splattered part, and the assigned agents can be sent there. And also the tags can be added. Like there will be multiple tags. It will be regarding the like spam or regarding the delivery or a refund, and that can be also add seen here. And what after implementation of this, the like output we get from this project was the time to value and the quick small over big impact. Regarding this, in the initial stages, we were more focused on the CRM part of the project. So we in the client basis, they were like hoping for a more development from our side, and like we were implementing from the scratch to the messenger. So it took some time, and if we have started building from the HR, and there will be only some customization, and there will be having more impact for the customers, for the client. And regarding the lesson 3 and the internal champion necessity, in our initial stages, and also we didn't have a person who believes in our system in from their set client side, which has some impacted on our development also. And in the fourth section, like the Frappe, like Frappe makes everything simple. Like everything is there in Frappe, but we don't have to make things. Don't have to make everything, which is already there. And we will be continuing with the demo of the voice agent.
Hello, how are you today?
I'm fine. I'm looking to lose weight fast as the next Frappeverse conference is next month. So, can you help me?
Thank you for sharing that. It sounds like you're preparing for some conference days next month. While Diet Sure focuses on healthy meal plans based on calories, I can suggest that maintaining balanced nutrition during busy conference days is key. Choosing meals that provide sustained energy, like those from our classic plan with balanced proteins, carbs, and fats, can help keep you focused and energized. Would you like me to help you explore meal options suitable for busy days or provide tips on managing nutrition during conferences?
Okay. So, can you help me to connect your expert so I can sign up for any plans?
I appreciate you considering connecting me for further help. If you'd like, I can assist you with any specific dietary needs or meal plan questions related to your conference preparation anytime. Is there anything else I can help you with before you go?
So on a closing note, it is very important to say here that voice agent has not gone into production because in healthcare and diet, that level of accuracy was not enough. So it is still in a beta. It has not gone into production. The whole point is what we tried to do for the client was they had a problem of fragmentation where their calls were somewhere else and their chats were in different platforms. And one of the things, if you look at Zoho also, the unified inbox comes in the help desk, not in the CRM. If you look at Instagram or Messenger, it doesn't come in the CRM. So I think we can move on to Q&A. Here we have open sourced the early version of Frappe Messenger right now. The CRM integration is in the fork. We are talking to Sharik to see a way how we can have it inside. So yeah, we can move on to Q&A if anyone has any questions.
How much time it has taken for you to complete this project?
This one.
Whole integration, and whether keeping last year's Frappe was in picture, how much AI you used in development of this?
We are using a lot of AI more than compared to last year, but mostly we are using it for the initial prototyping or coming up with ideas and showing client how it would look like. And then we mostly have some internal system in place where we have our own front end code and our own components and stuff. So we use that mostly, but we do a lot of IDE based AI like cursor and all to find bugs or to understand. Sometime when you're doing some customization to existing Frappe app and all, sometimes we save time by outsourcing that task to particular AI agent which we are using, and it helps a lot to speed things up.